Pookie and Ray Ray, the end of a dying breed. See, when I was coming up, you really didn't have any Pookie and Ray Rays. But I'm gonna tell you what you did have. You had niggas, but I gotta give credit where credit is due. These were some heavy money-getting niggas. Okay, like Butch Jones, YBI, Pony Down. I don't recall like LK Sconies and the 2020s. I knew of them, but I was so young at the time. I don't really recall them getting money. But the previous ones I mentioned to you, they was some money getting niggas. I'm for real. They wasn't fucking around. Whereas Pookie and Ray Ray were, for the pandemic, hiding behind a job. And when tax time come, they go to hit all of the Peaches and Riri's that didn't have a baby daddy and file them on the income tax. They get that heavy money that way, and then they want to look like they that money getting nigga are the ones I told you about. See, they didn't fill out a job application. That was considered an insult. They really sold dope for real. They didn't cop dope and moonlight behind a job and sell dope. They sold dope 24/7. 24 hours a day. In fact, the popular slogan term 24/7, that came from them. They was some money getting niggas for real. They the type that if they exist today, the pandemic wouldn't stop them at all. Because they was already getting money for real, and they did it all on their own. See, since the pandemic has took place, a lot of things have changed, and Pookie and Ray Ray are done. They've resorted to doing things that the previous ones I mentioned back in the day would never ever do, because they were smart. They might have had their ways of going about it and being rough and a little violent, but they were smart. Pookie and Ray Ray, they dumb. They do a lot of stupid shit. And this is why they're always on the news. Or, as I've been seeing more, they're not only always on the news, people are starting to shoot and fatally take them out. And I'm saying that to say this. Pookie and Ray Ray are the end of a dying breed. Because they never thought, even though they've been warned by the media, the powers that be, and intellectual family members that they didn't have anything to do with, they were warned that this day would come, but they didn't listen. And now that that day is here, they're done. So they've resorted to walking around and going inside Starbucks, walking around, going inside Dunkin' Donuts, walking around, going inside grocery, well, mainly the coffee shops, and casing out the joint to steal the tips. Yeah. Now, you know that it's hard out here. It's not much money in the tip jar, but they casing it out anyway. It remind me of Friday After Next when Dada and Craig, when Craig said, we go in there, go inside that window and get that pump, because that pump was loaded with crazy money, right? But again, Pookie and Ray Ray are what? The end of a dying breed. And Pookie and Ray Ray are faithfully known for ignoring Agenda 21 as well. So they not only done and they don't got no game, but they're permanently done. See, in order to reinvent yourself, you must have a knowledge of Agenda 21. Why? 170 countries signed on to Agenda 21 in order to formulate a plan. You got to know the New World Order so that you can legally approach it and win. But again, Pookie and Ray Ray are what? The end of a dying breed. See, and there's nowhere to run and nowhere to hide. Peaches and Riri already are stepping out on Pookie and Ray Ray. And Pookie and Ray Ray, they're very narrow-minded, feeble-minded, bitch-made niggas. See, now they don't have nothing to stand on because it's the New World Order. Pookie and Ray Ray are not written, especially them, to be in the New World Order. Period. So now they walking around trying to figure out how to survive through it. They can't. See, Pookie and Ray Ray was so, well, I'll say known for always taking something that was designed to work a certain way and nigger rigging it so that they can benefit off it and boast about it among the homeboys that they probably went along fucking each other. Yeah. I'll give you an example. Anytime that Pookie and Ray Ray get jobs, they have what they call a buddy system. They're very cliquish. And instead of hiring people who qualify for the job, they hire, one of their relatives and another relative and another relative. So that way, anything that's coming through, they get first pick and nigger rig it so that it can benefit them and nobody else. Okay. Now, Pookie and Ray Ray are who? The last of a dying breed. Now, because Agenda 21 is here, it ain't just Agenda 21. It's Agenda 2030. It's Agenda 2050. It's Agenda 2063. What is the meaning of Agenda 21? It's the agenda for the 21st century. Now, see, ain't no way out for Pookie and Ray Ray. And they dying. And no matter what they feel or what they think or what they say, they actually see their demise in sight. And they're one-dimensional. What I mean by one-dimensional, I'll give you an example. Let's take the new hip-hop, for example. When we was coming up, usually if they sampled a song and it became a hit, a new up-and-coming artist would respect that and pick another sample that has not been used as successful as that previous hit and go on at it. But now, they use a sample that's already been sampled and sampled and sampled before and sampled and sampled. And that's Pookie and Ray Ray. They have no leverage, no control, no creativity, no expandability. Now the predictability that they do have is they about to die because they are who? The last of a dying breed. And the thing is, Peaches and Riri is gone. Yeah, she already kicked them to the curb because they tolerated Pookie and Ray Ray only because their money was real. But they don't have any more money, and they never will, because Pookie and Ray Ray's hustles have been legalized. Selling weed, that's legalized. Chop shops, that's legalized. But the nail in the coffin is not only hyperinflation, but once hyperinflation kicks up to 200%, Pookie and Ray Ray can forget it. Because robbing and all that stuff they was doing was only allowed to be successful because we didn't have inflation. So if they robbed and did all that stuff and hit a lick for $1,000, they could still go shopping, grocery shopping, right? Because everything was very affordable when it comes to you having $1,000. But hyperinflation, that loaf of bread that cost $1.09 may run $70 a loaf. Or they love carjacking. But if gas gets up to $10 a gallon or more, when they carjack, where they gonna go? Who they gonna sell it to? Who gonna buy with confidence that they can drive that car when they try to attempt to switch the VIN numbers on it and sell it somewhere else? Pookie and Ray Ray is who? The last of a dying breed.